Welcome to the Poets Cafe, where the art of conversation comes alive, highlighting a new era of the Poets Cafe where artistic voices come alive as we welcome everyone into and across the threshold of a new beginning. We will honor the voices and faces of our second anniversary. Today's stories will mark a new chapter on the billboard for artists, writers, singers, poets, painters, and crafters, many with gifted talents, sharing stories of yesterday, today, and stories untold, poetically speaking. Welcome to the Poets Cafe with Ron C. McCray and Terry Benjamin. We will continue our journey into a new romance novel of relationships, with music as the lyrics of the soul and the rhythm moving the body from side to side, leaving only memories of our audience as we move forward in today's show. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Now let's get into our show and listen to the voices of the shadow winds blow, poetically speaking. So as you see, I'm here by myself, but not really by myself, because I have my engineer Jeff with me, and I have you in the audience. And so please don't hesitate to make your comments and provide some commentary, because I'm going to need that today just to keep things moving. But before we get into today's agenda, I want to put some people into the VIP lounge, because the VIP lounge is important to me and it's important to you because you respond to me before the show begins. And so I want to take my people into the VIP lounge. Larethia Foster Browne, Pamela McAfee Towns, Sylvia Carter, Isu Canty, Yvonne Tomlinson, Joanne Blount, Vanessa Roselle, Kenesha Gillespie, Tony McQueen, Elder Leroy Shoulders Jr., Sammy Miller, Deborah Dozier, Kenneth Jones, Deborah Gissendaner, Brenda Joyce Flanoy, Brian Cox, Raymond DeVoe, Sharon Jones Casey, Tyson T. Robinson, Leonard Tucker, Laura Flashberg, Pat Hughes and the family, Evan Terry Benjamin, Kalel Benjamin, Aurelia Benjamin. And I want to honor my mother and my father, as the Bible directs us to do. And my mother, Carol May Benjamin, and my father, Daniel Manson. And so we bring everybody into the Poets Cafe and into the VIP lounge. Today's agenda: protest matters. Protest matters. And understand, it's not just carrying signs or doing something spectacular. Sometimes protest is just living the life that you feel that you should be living, that you make it your business to put the things into place to help you live that life, not just for yourself, but also for your family. So that's a form of protest. We want better. We want better. We deserve better. I was listening to the Don Lemon show before I came on, and he has a T-shirt. And on the T-shirt, it says, "We will not be silenced. We will not be silenced." And he's selling these T-shirts on his podcast site. And all the proceeds from the sale of this particular T-shirt will go to the committee to protect journalists. You know, it's so sad that we've come to the point where we have to actually protect our journalists because they are in jeopardy. You know, Don Lemon was arrested with 3 other black journalists. And so we really have to look at that. We have to really keep an eye on these things that happen to us, because, again, it's obvious that there's people who are coming after free speech. Okay, we have the First Amendment that we supposedly can say what we want to say, but there are forces that are working against that. But again, our resistance is a form of protest, and like I said before, protest matters. The quote of the day is from one of the voices on the wall, and I'm going to get a little more into that as we get into the program. The voices on the wall. So right between Maya Angelou and Nikki Giovanni on the top row is James Baldwin. And it's James Baldwin who says, and I quote, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." And that's from James Baldwin. And so again, if we want change, we have to face the things that we want to make our change about. And so again, I welcome you into the program. I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that I have an opportunity to be with you. And I said when I began the program that Ron will not be here tonight. He's taking care of some business elsewhere. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're out there, we still have Ron's poetry because he's left us his written work, and I want to share it with you. And so Ron's poetry, and again, Ron's poetry, I always look for different themes in his poetry that I can bring out to you and that we can share together. And so tonight I'm looking at aging, because I think that refusing to just age ungracefully is a protest. It was a poet who said, he was talking about to not go silently into that dark night. It means to resist. Keep yourself healthy in mind, body, and spirit. I mean, aging is inevitable. We're going to age. As long as we live, we have to deal with that. But don't speed up the process. Don't do the things that you know is going to shorten your lifespan. Don't do the things that you know is going to threaten your health. Don't do the things that you know are going to mess with your mental and your physical. And so again, we talk about aging, but not as something that is disappointment or something that is sad. But again, in one of his poems from this book entitled The Archaeology Cafe, where poetry comes alive, unearthing hidden treasure deep within you, within me. And so Ron's poetry, and this is from page 2, is called The Agility of Aging. Aging is a gift, a manifestation of life, not a moment feeling that life has failed you. Look around at those who have exceeded their ability not to think about what is wrong, but look at what they have done. Their quest pushes them to get up and make a difference rather than cry the blues on what is not available to them, but use their imagination and belief to say thanks for who I am and whose I am and what will I do today. Belonging is the first step toward a goal unseen. The dream to see a vision on the horizon is a long journey to get there without thinking about how far I got to go. The agility of aging is taking the opportunity to continue with clarity on the things one enjoys. And a list of ideas, no matter what they may be, all that it takes is a uplift of smiles with no regrets or toils. Agility conquers heights, valleys, traveling through whatever turns you make. The ability will always welcome you to a place called heaven's sake. Springtime, summertime, winter, and fall. Where have you been and what story have you told? Conversation brings inspiration to many or none. What have you to share? The agility of aging is the purpose of living without feeling inexhaustible, regardless of any disabilities. And so as long as you're alive, keep on living. Keep on living. Keep on living and keep on having something to live for. Have something that gets you up in the morning and gets you out of the house, gets you in the world. And so as we go through this particular book, and as we go through Ron's poetry, it is a blessing to have the work that this brother has collected in 2 books. And again, this is a book again that I'm reading from Archaeology Cafe. And I want to go into this book again, and I want to go to page number 12. And this is very appropriate. You can look at this, and you can think in terms of the weather, but also this poem is entitled Snowflakes. So many white, plush, soft, uniform shapes with crystal sparkles, as each touch melts away in remembrance, like a smile as the season changes, moving into a time where life stands still, frozen in the moment as the creature of the earth rests upon the warmth of silence. Hibernation is not isolation, but a time to remain on yesterday's past. Snowflakes twinkling, smile red, rosy cheeks subtle with the flavor of chocolate, mint marshmallows, soft and gooey as the giggles twirl your stress away. Snowflakes, fresh chilling taste that melts instantly the moment it settles like an emollient. Juicy kiss fading into a zone where warp speed draws back and the moment vanishes into thin, magical sparkles bursting in all directions. But be careful not to hold your tongue. You might draw back a frozen icicle full of snowflakes. They fall on your hair, nose, ears, collarbone, and shoulders, yet the cuddliness of strong, soft, tender embraces me. Now I know I'm not alone. They fell upon the earth and lay while we played until a voice said, "It's time to come home." Oh, what fun it is to sleigh ride, capsize, roll until we say, "Let's do it again. That was fun. Yeah." Snowflakes pause at the wonders of what life has to offer. Pearly white fades from dusk to dawn until the moonlight glitters across the shining surface as the Kodak moment captures the flash of snowflakes as we tiptoe our way home. That's snowflakes. Again, that's going into the world according to my brother, how he lays it out in a way that everybody can relate to. And I said, although Ron is not with us, he definitely left some poetry. And so the last poem that I would like to read again is from the collected works of Ronald C. McCray, and this is from a book entitled We See Colors. We See Colors, the Organic Flavors of Life. And these are poems of Ronald C. McCray. And so I want to read a poem entitled A Cold Winter Moon, and I'm sure you can relate. White frosty snow with icicle crystal as the lights that shines from the smile of the moon. A moonlight stroll across a frozen lake, skating to romance, huddled under the cool breeze of love and the warmth of hot cocoa. Sends blood through our veins like lava slowly moving as each heartbeat, pumping oxygen that causes an impulse that mimics the stillness of the cold air, and the skeleton limb of each tree hums quiet notes that tells the glow in one's eyes that love is embedded into the soul of time. Each movement led a pathway home while the light from the cold winter moon shines on the quiet footsteps from the moment of yesterday, and the future is ours towards freedom. Winter is a time to rejuvenate the soul like a bear hibernating from the exhausting struggle to survive. And relationships are fragmented pieces mending together, reestablishing the understanding of the mind and spirit, while the cool winter moon spells out stability and the stars of the dark blue sky shelter confusion. The mind is frozen in time, resting into tomorrow. Birth and life stand still, while the voice of silence whispers the notes of a piano, flute, and saxophone that's called Heaven's Gate. Sitting on a bench, watching the frosty breath moving slowly from our lips, and the birds fly from their nests, while the silent chirps of babies yield to the nurture of nature for its mother's absence. And the cold winter moon feeds the soul that once was lost, but now found in a cold winter moon. A cold, brisk wind secures the hand in a tight grip as the thoughts of safety melt into one. Love is deeply rooted where time has never been found, explored in the unseen, and words become a secret stored in the memorable archive of our treasured moment. In the still of winter, we are destined to find the warmth of a cold winter moon. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is from the collected works of Ronald C. McCray. Really a brother who's very creative, and he inspires me in many different ways, man, to let me know that every day is a cause for celebration, and every day is a cause for living the best life that you possibly can. And again, I mean, when we talk about today's agenda, protest matters. You're just saying that you want to live the best life that you can, in spite of all the things that we're going through. We still have that feeling, that feeling is primal, that life can be better. But it can only get better if we raise our voices, if we raise our fists, if we get moving, if it takes marching around buildings, if it takes writing letters or speaking out in speeches and song and music and dance, because all those are forms of protest when they're directed to something better. And so when we talk about protest, it's not just one thing, it's many things, which I will get into when we're talking about Mind, Body, and Books. Just recently in Montclair Public Library, they had a program of two writers that I'm familiar with. And these two writers have books, and they were doing a joint program, which is a beautiful thing. And it's so funny because one writer has a book that references the other writer. There's a whole segment on one writer who is sort of spotlighted in this first book that I'm going to talk about. And so again, Mind, Body, and Books. And as you always know, when I talk about literacy, I try to go beyond just simple reading and writing. And so what I say to you is that if you wanted to really develop the habit of literacy, if you want to expand your horizons, you have to do like 5 things every day. Okay, the 5 things every day. Number one, you have to read. Read a book, read a poem, read a newspaper. But every day, do some reading, okay? Number 2, every day do some writing. You don't have to write a poem or a book. Just write an email. Write a note, okay? So every day, do some reading, do some writing, do some talking. A lot of us like to talk. A lot of us don't have any problem talking. Sometimes some of us talk so much that people just tell us to shut up, okay? But read, write, and talk. And then listen. I always say that God gave us one mouth and 2 ears because he wanted us to listen more than we talked, okay? So read, write, talk, and listen. And the last thing is view. View a good movie. The last time we were here, I recommended a book called Relationship Goals by a pastor, Michael Todd. And in that book, he talks about sex and marriage and relationships. And I referenced the fact that yesterday there was a movie that was live streamed based on the book Relationship Goals, and it's entitled Relationship Goals, and it starred Cliff Method Man Smith and Kelly Rowland. I watched the film. I really enjoyed it. It's a romantic comedy because you know how it's going to end. No matter how much they're fussing and fighting, they're going to get together at the end. But there were other side stories as well, because it's about Kelly and her 2 friends who are women, and how they sort of negotiate this whole thing about male and female relationships. But I enjoyed it very, very much, and I was just amazed by how far Clifford Smith known as the rapper Method Man, how far he's come in his mastery of acting. I'm just amazed how he did that role, and he was amazing in the movie. I love the movie. I love the chemistry between Kelly and Cliff, and I think you'll enjoy it. It's a movie to you can watch it alone, of course, but it'd be nice to watch it with a loved one. It's a romantic comedy, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the way they put it together. Also, it was actually produced by Devon Franklin, which you might know from other sort of religious-based films. But this is more entertaining than religious, But again, it helps us to negotiate and navigate this sometimes a minefield of male and female relationships. But again, I enjoyed it. If you like romantic comedies, I think you'll enjoy it. Mind, Body, and Books. 2 books. Before I go into my books, I have some company. So good evening, Sheila Bird. She said, good evening, Brother Benjamin. Good evening, Sheila Bird. Good to see you. Dina Robinson. She said, good evening, Terry Benjamin. And I said, good evening to you, Dina Robinson. Sheila and Dina, you'll enjoy the movie if you have that on your streaming server. Check out Relationship Goals. And Ronald C. McCray has checked it. He said, I'm jealous. I can't leave you alone. Brother, I got to do me. I got to carry on the tradition. So Sheila, Dina, and Ron, thank you, man. Thank you. Make me feel less alone. Again, the books I have for you today. The first book, A Protest History of the United States by Gloria J. Browne-Marshall. And this is a new book, but I love the way she expands the whole concept of protest. And I just want to read from the book here. And this is the author speaking. She says here, I'm a playwright and a writer, a social justice attorney and teacher. Music, theater, song, dance, film, sculpture, and drawing can all be protests. Art has long been a part of activism. Protests can be on canvas or billboards, sung in deep-throated jazz or opera, danced in ballet, tap, or modern, ignited in theaters and in the streets. Do something. In the art or academia, take a knee or walk the picket line, whether a lawyer or a librarian. Be the first or refuse to be the last, but recognize a responsibility to keep progress moving. An investment of sweat and blood allowed me the time to write and you the time to read this book. It is humbling to realize so many made sacrifices without ever knowing our names. And that is so true, man. A lot of the freedoms that we have in this country is because people sacrifice. They went and they put their bodies on the line for us. And it's so interesting because in this book, she has a whole a portion of a chapter on the author of this book that I'm going to actually present next, and it's really just a beautiful thing to have one writer actually acknowledge another writer in their work, and not feel that they're shortchanging themselves. Because I think I know art is meant to be shared among each other, and we also want to give credit to other writers. And again, in this book here, A Protest History of the United States, on page 67, she talks about a young man named Lawrence Hamm. And she says here, he witnessed the fire and smoke, walked through streets of broken glass, and learned at a young age what repressed anger could do to a city. Larry Hamm's story is one of community activism in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey, but it illuminates the many dimensions of protesting police violence. And so again, she talks about Lawrence Hamm, and again, he has a book. that we might find interesting. And his book is called Lawrence Hamm, A Life in the Struggle. And this is by Lawrence Hamm with Annette, Alston. And I had the opportunity to interview Lawrence Hamm several times when I was with Ruby Williams-Chavez on her podcast called Unapologetic Amateur Looking for Experts. And Sheila Bird is a producer on one of the shows. That's how I got to meet her and really got a chance to work with her and Ruby. And so again, these two books are books that you really should pick up, because they are really books that tell our history like it should be told, and really understand that these people are regular people in the sense that we can reach out and touch them. They were at the Montclair Library together, and again, I hope that they got a good response. I hope that people went out and heard what they had to say, and also brought their books. So I have their two books here, and I want you to get those books. Also, while I'm talking to you, my people, my good people, want to let you know that there's opportunity for you and I to see each other. I want you to come out, and I want to meet you, and I want to greet you, and we have opportunity to do that. This flyer here is announcing an upcoming program. And again, we celebrate Black History Month at the Rahway Public Library. Poetically Speaking, calling all poets, snap it up. Practice your spoken word poetry, open mic night. And this is Wednesday, February the 18th at 6 p.m. And all are welcome to participate. And I will be there along with Ronald C. McCray. And again, this is a program we're trying to develop a community. And every time we come on, whether it be Thursday or Sunday, we are about community. We are about community, and we are about really celebrating you, okay? Celebrating you and bringing you up with us. This is our second year, and we're going strong, and we're going with fire in our bellies, man, and just joy in our hearts, because you're out there, and you encourage us, and we hope that we encourage you. So please, if you can, mark this date, Wednesday, February the 18th at 6 p.m. at the Rahway Public Library. Please come out and let us see you. Let us talk to you. Let us celebrate you. How about that? We want to do that. And so we're going to have poets from the community, as well as we're going to have some featured poets, and of course Ron is going to read some poetry, and I'll be doing Music is Lit, which I like to do, because again, the music that I'm talking about from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and then also the 90s, but definitely the 60s and 70s, where again we were in the street, we were protesting, we were boycotting, we were giving the fists in the air, and we were talking about how we didn't like the way things were going, and we wanted to make it better. But even in the midst of all the craziness and the chaos that we have here, we always have time for love. So I'm going to get political, but maybe as I think about it, maybe love is political. Love, I mean, just to have the idea that you can have a successful relationship in these crazy times. Stand for love. Embrace love, share love, and try to make things work. And so before I get too political, I want to go into a song that is a love song, but it's from the 70s, and many of you might know it. And I really enjoy this particular song because it is actually recorded and produced by some people from New Jersey. And again, this is entitled, the song is Love on a Two-Way Street. And it's from the Moments, right? From New Jersey, especially Billy Brown, the lead singer on this particular song. So the song is Love on a Two-Way Street. The Moments, also recorded by Stacey Lattisaw and Johnny Gill, but I like both versions, But my favorite, if I had to choose, which I don't want to, I'm going to have both, but if I had to choose, I like the Moments version of it. Aretha Foster Browne says, way back, yeah. way back to 1970. And again, and Dina Robinson said, oh, I love that song. And so I'm going to sing it now. I'm not going to sing. I would sing it if I thought it would sound good. It's just that when this song comes on the radio, and this is the magic of the radio, was when this song comes on the radio and I'm singing the song with the radio on, I sound just like the Moments. It's amazing. But I know that when I'm not singing along, maybe not too good. But again, so I won't sing, but I shall read. Aretha Foster Browne says, 1970, I was in junior high school. You're trying to make me feel old because I was 2 years out of high school. Because I graduated high school in 1968. And this was one of the songs that we danced to. Love on a Two-Way Street. The Moments. I found love on a two-way street. Found love and lost it on a lonely highway. I lost love. I lost love. Love on a two-way street. I found love and lost it on a lonely highway. I lost love. I lost love. True love will never die, so I've been told, but now I must cry. It is finally goodbye, I know. With music softly playing, her lips were gently saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. She held me in desperation. I thought it was a revelation, and then she walked out. How could I be so blind to give up love the very first time? To be fooled is a hurting pain. To be loved and fooled is a crying shame. As she laughs my name. With music softly playing, her lips were gently saying, honey, I love you. I love you. I love you. She held me in desperation. I thought it was a revelation, and then she walked out. I found love on a two-way street and lost it on a lonely highway. I lost love. I lost love. Love on a two-way street. I found love and lost it on a lonely highway. I lost love. And this is written by Bert Keys and Sylvia Robinson. And, you know, it's funny because back in the day, they used to have these parties in the basement, what they would call the blue light parties in the basement. And we would go down there, and then we were teenagers, man. And this was in Elizabeth, and we would walk from downtown to uptown and sometime back again. But I remember one particular party that I was at, and Aretha Foster Browne says the revelation was she walked out. Yeah, well, it's sad. I was at this party, and this slow song came on, and it was so dark in the basement that you had to sort of adjust your eyes to be able to see people. And then, you know, sometimes, you know, you would have somebody from the high school, you tell a young lady to meet you at a party. It's going to be a party up on Anna Street, man. It's only a quarter. And you go in and you pay your quarter, and they mark your hand. So if you wanted to go out, you could go out and come back. Yeah, Dina says 25 to 50 cents to get in. Yeah, 25 to 50 cents. But I probably went to cheap parties, the 25 parties. And I remember, Dina, I was at this party, and this song came on, Stay in My Corner. And I didn't realize how long the song was. I know it was a slow song, and so I'm like, you know, back against the wall, and I'm dancing with this girl, and we're grinding it out. And, man, I was just having a good time, and she began to tremble. And I held on to her. She held on to me, and we danced until the song was over. It was about 7 minutes of this song, man. And so and then, you know, after the song was over, she went her way. I went my way because I was sort of shaking. And I was walking home with my friend. I told him what had happened at the party. And I said, man, I was kind of upset. I said, man, I think I got a girl pregnant. And he said, I don't think you get a girl pregnant like that, man. I said, I'm nervous, man. I can't face you in school, man. But it was that kind of party. And so I like the James Brown jams, but those slow jams like Love on a Two-Way Street and Stay in My Corner, and some of the Temptations jams were very good. The Rayford Foster Brown said, Terry, don't tell me you was grinding. Yes, I was. But don't tell my mother. Yes, everybody was grinding, everybody was having a good time, But then we got into the fast jams, and of course James Brown was the man. I remember Archie Bell and the Drells doing the Tighten Up and all the other kind of stuff, but James Brown was my man. And really, I didn't realize how political James Brown was until he said, "Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud." And also, this is from James Brown, and this is from 1969. And James Brown said, and I repeat loudly, James Brown says, and this is the title of the song, "I don't want nobody to give me nothing." This is James Brown. And he says here, "I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door, I get it myself. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door, I get it myself. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door, I get it myself. Do you hear me? I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door, I get it myself. Don't give me integration. Give me true communication. Don't give me sorrow. I want equal opportunity to live tomorrow. Give me schools and give me better books so I can read about myself and get my true looks. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door, I'll get it myself. Do you hear me? I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open the door, I'll get it myself. Some of us try as hard as we can. We don't want no sympathy. We just want to be a man. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open the door, and I'll get it myself. Do you hear me? I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open the door, I'll get it myself. We got talent we can use on our side of town. Let's get our heads together and build it up from the ground. When some of us make money, we forget about our people. Gonna forget about our honey. Don't forget about the money. Do you know? Look at here. Come on. I got to have it. Come on. I need it. I got to have it. Come on. I got to have it. And then there's a beautiful saxophone solo. And he said, Lord, 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 good God. Play with your bad self. Come on, baby. Come on. Come here. Got to get myself together. So many things I got to do. So many things I got to see. I don't need no help from you. Tell everybody, mighty hell, all their things, baby. Come on, do it. I can do it myself. I got to have it. I said it. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door. I'll get it myself. We use our sweat and blood, put every fire and back up every flood. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door. I'll get it myself. Do you hear me? I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open the door. I'll get it myself. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to raise a fuss. But before you make another rule, let's start about taking care of us. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open the door. I'll get it myself. Do you hear me? I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door. I'll get it myself. Kids, get that education. And don't you take no bar, because we're going to get things together, and you got to get them yourself. Can you dig the groove? Can you make the move? Can you dig the same? Can you make a play? Can you dig the groove? I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door, and I'll get it myself. Aretha Foster Brown says, don't tell me, Terry, don't tell me that you was grinding. And she says, and the sister, and she says, but I married a Caucasian woman. That's how black and proud he was, It's so funny. You talk about James Brown. He married a Caucasian woman. That's how black and proud he was. I mean, there's contradictions, okay? Contradictions. James Brown was black and proud, but he married a white woman. Okay, but I do believe this, and this is just my own little theory that being black is a state of mind. Because to be black is to have compassion, to have empathy, to have unity with people who are less fortunate than you are. I think one of the problems of this country right now is we're under the rule of white supremacists and white supremacy. And I want to just be real political, and I'm gonna move on. But I think the problem with the white supremacists and the reason why they come out so hard at black folks and they try to hold on to things as they are and try to change things to their favor. And this is what I believe. I believe that white supremacists, white racists, believe that if the people beneath them gain power, that we're going to do to them what they did to us. But we're not that kind of people. We don't do that. You can do the things that you do to us, but if we get back in power, we're going to hold you responsible. We're going to hold you accountable, but we're not going to shoot you in the street. We're not going to deny you autonomy over your body. We're not going to take everything for ourselves and leave nothing for everybody, for other people. We're not about that. So when we come back to power, we're not going to be as greedy and as grifting as you are. We're going to be more humane. And so I want to end the music is lit segment by another song. And it's so funny because when I first heard it, I didn't know who the group was. And one of the things about music is that it is colorblind to a large extent, because there are white artists who I consider soul singers. There are white artists who I consider gospel singers, and so I don't sort of rule that out, because when I say black, music that's to be shared with everybody. Okay, it may be quote black music, but I think it's people music. I think it's compassionate music. I think it's inclusive music. I think it's joyous music. I think it's political music. It's protest music, because again, when Sam Cooke says a change is going to come, is even prophetic. A change is going to come, because again, it says in our music, and our music is a manifestation of what we want in this world. When Al Green sings love and happiness, he wants love and happiness not just for himself, but anybody who listens to that particular record. When Teddy Pendergrass says wake up everybody, it's wake up everybody, not just black people, but white people, brown people, anybody who realizes that we have to wake up and not let things go by. And that's why we protest. Okay, that's why we march. That's why we boycott. That's why we say no kings, because we want this to be a better world. And Gandhi once says, and I repeat, be the change that you want to see in the world. And that might help us a little bit. So I want to go to my last song in the Music is Lit segment. And this is from 1976. And for many of you might say, well, Terry's reading this song? Yeah, because again, I consider it soul music. I consider it black music, although it is by a white group. And they call themselves the Doobie Brothers. And this is from 1976. And his song is called Taking It to the Streets. And it's funny because it was actually introduced to me by when I was working at Union County College back in the day, around 1976, as a matter of fact. This gentleman shared this song with me. And the name of the song is Taking It to the Streets. And the lead singer is a gentleman named Michael McDonald. And Michael McDonald, his voice is, and I'm putting this in quotation, it sounds like a black voice. I thought it was a black person singing, but Michael McDonald is soulful. And again, and this is a song that he wrote for the Doobie Brothers. And when they were a band before he came into the group, but when he came in, he brought this particular song into the Doobie Brothers catalog and became a big hit for them. And the name of the song is Taking It to the Streets. And it goes, you don't know me, but I'm your brother. I was raised here in this living hell. You don't know my kind in your world. Fairly soon, the time will tell. Oh, you? Telling me the things you're going to do for me? I ain't blind and I don't like what I think I see. Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. No more need for running. Taking it to the streets. Take this message to my brother. You will find him everywhere. Whenever people live together, tied in poverty's despair. Oh, you? You tell me the things you're going to do for me? I ain't blind and I don't like what I think I see. Taking it to the streets. 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 Yeah, yeah. Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets before it steps further. Taking it to the streets. Oh, Lord. Taking it to the street. Taking it to the street. Taking it. Taking it. Taking it to the street, taking it to the streets. No more need for running, taking it to the streets. No more need for hiding. Yeah, yeah. Taking it to the streets, taking it to the streets, taking it to the streets, as performed by the Doobie Brothers, as written by Michael McDonald. Again, that's our Music is Lit segment. And before I'm going to segue into our Food for Thought segment. And this segment is going to be kind of special to me, and I hope it'll be special to you, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to our board back there. Back there we have Langston Hughes and Maya Angelou. We have James Baldwin. We have Nikki Giovanni. We have Mary Baraka. We have Alice Walker. And we have The Last Poets. And what I want to do for our Food for Thought segment, I'm going to entitle this Voices from the Wall, okay? Voices from the Wall, and what I'm going to share some sound bites from that particular wall. But before I get into it, I want to just share this from Maya Angelou. A couple of days ago, Ron and I were at a Black History Month celebration at Union County College in Cranford, and it was entitled 100 Years of Black History, and I was one of the panelists with some other professors at Union County College, and I really enjoyed myself. And I'm going to actually post some pictures from that celebration, so you'll see some pictures that we took from there. But they referenced Maya Angelou, and they referenced one of my favorite poems. So I just want to share that with you, and then I'm going to get into some sound because I want you to hear these poets. And this is entitled from a collection that she put together in 1978. And the name of the poem is Still I Rise. And this is Maya Angelou. And I just want to share this. She is up there on the board right next to Langston Hughes. Okay, right up there. And it is entitled Still I Rise, Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. You may shoot me with your words, and you may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I rise. Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from the past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling. I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that is wondrously clear, I rise, bringing the gift that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise. I rise. I rise. Maya Angelou. And I want to go now to my soundboard here, and I want to bring in some voices we call voices from the wall. These are the poets that we love and that we try to make proud. So I think I want to start with Langston Hughes. He's right there on the top row. He's the first person right there, and this is. I want to get a little sound on this, and this is Langston Hughes. I too am America.
I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow, I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful we are and be ashamed. I too am America.
Langston Hughes, I too am America. I am black. I am
too
brown.
sing America.
Let's move on. I want to go to Alice Walker, and she is on the second row right next to Mary Baraka. And this is...
Hope is a woman who
Alice
has lost
Walker.
her fear. For Sundas Shekhar Saleh, Iraqi mother, with my love. In our despair that justice is slow, we sit with heads bowed, wondering how, even whether, we will ever be healed. Perhaps it is a question only the ravaged, the violated seriously ask. And is that not now almost all of us? But hope is on the way. As usual, Hope is a woman herding her children around her, all she retains of who she was. As usual, except for her kids, she has lost almost everything. Hope is a woman who has lost her fear, along with her home, her employment, her parents, her olive trees, her grapes, the peace of independence, the reassuring noises of ordinary neighbors. Hope rises. She always does. Did we fail to notice this in all the stories they've tried to suppress? Hope rises, and she puts on her same unfashionable threadbare cloak, and penniless she flings herself against the cold, polished, protective chain mail of the very powerful, the very rich. Chain mail that mimics suspiciously silver coins and lizard scales. And all she has to fight with is the reality of what was done to her country, her people, her children, her home. All she has as Alma is what she has learned must never be done, not in the name of war, and especially never in the name of peace. Hope is always the teacher with the toughest homework. Our assignment, to grasp what has never been breathed in our stolen empire on the hill. Without justice, we will never be healed.
That's Alice Walker. I want to move on. This is Nikki Giovanni, right up there on the first row toward the end there.
Poetry is a living entity, which means that it must expand its wings. It must fly. I used to dream militant dreams of taking over America to show these white folks how it should be done. I used to dream radical dreams of blowing everyone away with my perceptive powers of correct analysis. I even used to think I'd be the one to stop the riot and negotiate the peace. Then I awoke and dug that if I dreamed natural dreams of being a natural woman, doing what a woman does when she is natural, I would have a revolution. Poetry is a living entity.
That's Nikki Giovanni saying that poetry is a living entity. I want to, time is getting away from me, but I want to squeeze another one if I can. Let me go to James Baldwin. He's the one that sort of got us started talking about how things cannot be changed unless we face them. Let's go with James Baldwin.
What is it you wanted me to reconcile myself to? I was born here almost 60 years ago. I'm not going to live another 60 years. You always told me it takes time. It has taken my father's time, my mother's time, my uncle's time, my brothers and my sisters' time, my nieces and my nephews' time. How much time do you want for your progress? What is it you wanted me to reconcile myself to? I was born here almost 60 years ago. I'm not going to live another 60 years. You always told me it takes time. It has taken my father's time, my mother's time, my uncle's time, my brothers and my sisters' time, my nieces and my nephews' time. How much time do you want for your progress?
How long? How long? How long is it going to take for us to get what we deserve, to get what we need, to get what everybody longs for? So as always, you come to the end of our program, and usually Ron just sort of pulls us together and sort of gets us out of here. So I got to get out of here. But before I go, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for helping me get through this. I want to thank you for being with us for over 2 years now. I want to thank you for just give me something to do. I really believe this, that longevity is based on our mobility. And when I say mobility, I'm not just talking about walking. I'm talking about the mental ability and the agility of aging that Ron was talking about. But more important than that, man, we got to really come together in a community. And what we try to do in this program, every Thursday and Sunday, we try to build a community. And that's why it's so important for us to do programs like this in the community. The open mic, again, that's going to be on Wednesday, February 18th at 6 p.m. Why don't you come out, please? Come out, let us meet you and let us greet you and let you know how much we appreciate you. We do this every Thursday from 6 to 7 and Sunday from 5 to 6. We call it Poetically Speaking, the place for spoken word, and usually with Ronald C. McCray and myself, Terry Benjamin. I was here by myself tonight, but not really by myself, because you were out there and you were watching, and I really appreciate the comments of the ladies that reached out to me and let me know they were out there. Also, my brother Ron, he was doing something else. He took time to say hey, and I really appreciate that. It's beautiful being in a situation where you can do the thing that you love and do it with a level of professionalism that is provided here by BKS1 Radio TV. So I thank Norm, the General. I thank Jeff. I thank the other engineers that come in and help us get through this, man. And I really love today that I could share some voices from the wall, whether it be Langston Hughes, say his name, Maya Angelou, say her name, James Baldwin, say his name, Nikki Giovanni, say her name, Mary Baraka, say his name, Alice Walker, the last poet, Monica Sain says, nice. Open mic sounds like fun. It will be fun. That's right. It will be fun. It will be fun. And but even more fun if you can join us. Now I know Monica. She's from another part of the country, so she won't be there. She probably marking papers or something like that. But Monica, thank you. You like Laretha, like Sheila, like Dina. You were with us from day one, and we really appreciate it, man. Special salute to our day ones. Thank you. And it has been a pleasure, man. It has been a pleasure, as always. And so, again, we say, keep it black, keep it proud, and again, thank you. It has been Poetically Speaking.